I've had such a good time talking with Stitch, and they do so much that I'm sure they're going to tell you about that we kind of had to narrow it down to just a couple of things for them to talk about. But really pay attention to them because there's so much that I'm sure that they can offer to your church school partnership. So first, I'd like to introduce Nikki Rojas. She first joined the staff of STCH Ministries in 2003. She served in various capacities before assuming her current role as intake coordinator and caseworker at Homes for Children. She loves getting to know people and hearing their stories and is honored to serve in a ministry that shares the hope and love of Jesus to families facing difficult situations. And then there is Jeannie Cortez. She first connected with STCH Ministries through a family mission trip to the Dominican Republic, where she fell in love with the Dominican Republic and the mission of STCH Ministries. In 2016, she joined the team as Director of Development in Houston, having previously worked at other nonprofit organizations and in commercial real estate. Jeannie feels privileged to be a part of a ministry which helps others heal and find their hope in Jesus. So let's welcome these ladies, and thank you so much for joining us, ladies. Just tell me as you want me to click the slides.
Hi, I am Director of Development for the Houston area. So I represent STCH Ministries in the Houston and surrounding areas. And I'm going to give you a really quick overview about STCH Ministries so y'all know where we're coming from. South Texas Children's Home is where we originated. We are a faith-based nonprofit organization that's been caring for children and families since 1952. We provide all of our services, which are all the ministries, all the programs, all the resources that we provide are at no cost to those who we serve. So that means anybody can come and use our ministry, our resources, and they are not having to pay for anything. So it's a definitely very resourceful ministry that we have. And we are 100% supported by private donations, and we do not accept any state or government funding. Our mission is to honor God, to reach hurting children and families with his love and truth, and then enable others to join us in our ministry. And that's where we're coming for y'all, so we can inform y'all of what we have. That way you can direct people to us that you see may be in need and can use any of our ministries. You know, we're reaching out to the community so they can utilize what we have. You know, God has provided us amazing ministries and resources and people, and we want to be able to obviously reach and connect and spread God's love through the ministries he's provided for us. So we have 9 different ministries, but I'm just going to talk about a few of them really quickly that are probably the most relative to y'all and who you may encounter. Homes for Children, that is the ministry that Nikki's going to talk about, but it's a home for kids from 0 to 18 years old. It's in Beeville, Texas. Then we have Homes for Families is for single moms and their children. We have family counseling services. So this is here in Houston. We have 5 different locations throughout Houston, and it's counseling for families. It's for individuals, couples, and, you know, marriage counseling as well. And again, it's all biblical based. All of our programs, you know, we're a ministry, so we're providing Christian counseling. They don't have to be Christian to receive our counseling or any of our services, but we are going to want to spread the gospel. But if they're not into it, we're not pushing it on them. Also, we have international ministries. We're in Costa Rica and Dominican Republic right now, and we go throughout the year. We partner with churches and orphanages and Christian schools and just do mission trips throughout the year for that. Our Faith and Work and Faith and Finances, these are both different ministries we have also in Houston. And Faith and Work is, you know, walking along with people, helping them with their job skills and their spiritual growth. And then our Faith and Finances is teaching biblical principles of money management. And again, these are for any people, you know, anybody, all walks of life can utilize these programs. And now this is for Homes for Children.
Thank you guys for having us today. And yes, I'll just tell you a few things about our Homes for Children campus. So in this aerial photo, you can see that we are a rural neighborhood community. We're just north of a town called Beeville in a little bitty town called Pettis. And we call these large homes that our kids live in cottages. We want it to be as family-like as possible. So the people that we employ here are married couples and they often have children of their own that they're raising alongside of our kids in care. The school bus actually stops in front of the cottages every morning. And on Sundays, every cottage has their own van, so they choose what local church they want to attend. And then you can kind of see in the background, there's we have a chapel, a gym, a swimming pool on campus, all really needed and used, especially in the summer. So the next slide, you'll see just a few pictures of some of the kids that have been in our care. We want them to be involved in school. So if they want to play football or be in the band, we encourage that. You can see this young lady with her stock show animal that she's raised, and that's another opportunity our kids do have that is beneficial for a lot of them. A lot of them have never had an opportunity to do something like that. We do have our barn on our premises so they can keep their animal here and work with it. And when you look at these kids, you can see they're just normal kids, and everybody who meets our kids falls in love with them and then wants to know their story or how they got here. So just briefly, I mean, the stories are as varied as every kid we have, but we do see some overlapping categories. The majority of our kids are private placement, which means only a small number of our kids come to us through CPS. The rest, it is a family member or guardian who has placed them with us. And in placing them with us, they keep custody. So they're not giving up any rights. They just need a safe place for their children for either a short time or a long time. And in that, they can continue to visit, they can call school holidays, they can go home to visit and stuff like that. So we see the causes of kids coming can be, we've seen financial situations, single parent who's really needing to work a lot of hours and doesn't have a safe place for their kids. We've seen relationship difficulties. Maybe a step parent and a teenager are really having some serious conflict and the family needs kind of a break, time to work through that. We've seen situations where CPS would become involved, but the family is able to be preemptive. So maybe a parent needs to seek mental health treatment for themselves, or a parent needs to go into substance abuse treatment. Just examples of situations. So I'm not going to read everything on this slide to you. I've covered some of it already, but just to re-emphasize that it can be short or long term. So sometimes it's an immediate situation that a family is going to work through in a few months. Sometimes especially with older kids, it turns out to be a good fit for them and the family. They decide, you know what, I'm doing well here. This is good for us. I'm going to go ahead and stay. And so with our older kids who stay with us through high school graduation, we do work with them to plan for trade school, college, whatever. And we help them. They have an opportunity to fill out like a one-page thing, and we will give them scholarship assistance with that plan. So we try to support them and set them up for that. Lastly, really quick, just wanted to cover who we can't help. And that is to emphasize we're not a treatment center. So we're not a behavioral treatment program or a mental health treatment facility. Our kids need to be able to function in public school. They need to be able to function in a cottage with up to 7 other kids. So we do have a counselor on staff that's going to see them regularly. They have a lot of support, they have structure, but if they have some kind of higher level needs, then we're not the place for them. And that's what we're going to screen through our application process. And I think the last slide has my contact info and my supervisor's contact info. So I know we've just had to race through that really quickly, but if you have any questions at all, would like more information, please contact me. And also if you're ever in the area, come see us and check out our website. Somewhere on there's a video tour, which would give you a much better picture. A couple of our kids actually narrate it, and you can see inside the cottages and up close what our campus is like. So thank you again for letting us share about this resource.